My name is Erin Fogg. I am a small business owner here in Monterey, and I got my roots in this community going to the Monterey Institute of International Studies for my graduate degree. MIS is an incredible place. It began as a language school, really, for interpretation, and it's expanded into programs having to do with policy and communications and conflict resolution, non-proliferation. And what really intrigues me about the Monterey Institute in particular is that it's this amazing little microcosm of the whole world. About half the student body is international students from all over the place with incredibly diverse backgrounds. And they come together in this little teeny town right on the coast of California, and they provide this sort of richness of culture and language and different perspectives that really feeds the whole community here in Monterey. You actually have a sort of a confluence as well of individuals from the Naval Postgraduate School and from the Defense Language Institute. So here you have diplomatic students, people who will go on to be interpreters for the United Nations, who will work in Washington, D.C., will work all over the world, who are studying alongside high-level officials and soldiers from the Naval Postgraduate School, individuals from the Navy who are being educated, and Defense Language Institute people. I came to the Monterey Institute feeling like an individual with some really unusual experiences. I'd traveled all over the world. I'd lived for many years in a small village on the coast of Sumatra in Indonesia with my family. I'd lived in Paris and Madrid, and I'd had all these amazing experiences abroad, and I'd had a hard time finding other people who could really relate to that experience of being deeply American, but also having this sense of the rest of the world. When I finally came to the Monterey Institute, I was amazed to find many, many people who had similar backgrounds to my own, who'd lived in other countries, who'd served in the Peace Corps, who'd volunteered abroad, who were the children of diplomats, the children of scientists, anthropologists, and meeting hundreds of other individuals who had the same passion and sense of connection that we live in this big world that can be made so small when we understand each other was really a profound experience. And still, as a resident now of the Monterey Peninsula, as a small business owner, I'm now able to come back to this campus and interact with the students at the Monterey Institute. And I'm continually blown away by the amazing stories of people who are now coming together to learn the skills that they need to help improve the world around us. They bring these profound experiences from individuals who've fled genocide and war, who've contributed to their small communities, who've made the world a better place and are now looking for the tools to do so in an even more productive and profound way. I didn't know anything about the Monterey Peninsula. I'd actually never heard of Carmel when I met my husband in undergrad at UC Berkeley. And he came to the conversation together. I asked him where he was from, and he said, well, I'm from Carmel. And I sort of smiled because he looked expectant, like maybe I would know this place. And as we grew to know each other a little bit better, it turned out that his parents had started out in Malibu with a small leather shop. And over the years, his dad was a builder as well. They'd made their way up the coast, and they landed here in Carmel, where Keith Fogg started building just unbelievable homes. The man is a true artist. And they found their roots in this community, where they then chose to have two boys and raise them in Carmel. Both boys played sports and were really integral to the community. The Foggs actually built the baseball diamond that's at Carmel Middle School now. And when Trevor, now my husband, and I met in college, he explained to me what sort of deep roots he had in this community, in this small town that's so much more than a small town, because we have so many different art communities and music communities. We have educational institutions from the Monterey Institute to the Defense Language Institute, the Naval Postgraduate School, CSUMB, MPC. This is just this unbelievably diverse small town of so many different talents and communities. And as he explained to me how much he loved this community and how deep his roots were, we decided that this was the place we really wanted to come back to and contribute to. And this is the place that we wanted to make our home. So following grad school, we've come back here. My husband now is an optometrist in the same practice where he started, where he got glasses for the first time at 7 years old, in this amazing sort of small town doctor's office that's so much more.